You said something that got a reaction out of Alicia. You and Alicia are very good friends, and now you're at odds because of this comment. You're on a reality show. Production is gonna have them bring it up, right?
Yes, and I did pick up on this, and I was like, wow, Liz better watch it, because if she keeps doing this, she's gonna start being seen as one of the housewives who always blames production for everything, and nobody likes that. Viewers don't like it. Production doesn't like it. Andy Cohen definitely doesn't like it. I didn't think that was a very smart move on Liz's part.
Welcome to Cocktails and Gossip, the podcast where we drink cocktails, but you better believe we're going to spill the tea. We chat reality TV, celebrity blinds, and the hottest tea from BravoandCocktails.com. And as always, it's all alleged and just for fun. We do not verify our blinds. I'm B.
And I'm Amanda. Let's get into this week's tea.
What's up, cocktailers? Hello, Amanda.
Hi, B. Hi, cocktailers. Hope everybody is now officially enjoying summer, because I think I jumped the gun a little bit last week by saying happy summer, because it definitely feels like summer to me. First, I wanted to say from all of us, congratulations and well wishes and hugs to Danielle Oliveira and her boyfriend Eoin, who welcomed their son Aidan. He is 10 weeks early. He is in the NICU, and we are sending love to everyone involved.
Sending so much love to them and to baby Aidan. I know many of us have experience with preemies, and especially for all moms, first time mom, second time, fifth time, it's a very worrisome time. I happen to be familiar with Stony Brook Hospital. They're actually like the biggest. I know they're a fantastic hospital. They're not so close to Montauk, but they're like the best. Like, what I mean? Like, that's out there. My friend from college had her children there. I know people who have used the NICU there. It's top notch. So I have no doubt that the baby is getting the best care.
I'm glad to hear that, because I know from having friends who have been through this, like, what a scary experience. So not my own kids, but friends who have been through this. It's so scary to have a preemie. And I just also want to just give a shout out to the NICU nurses, because those nurses are like, I literally think that they put the cream of the crop nurses in NICU, in labor and delivery. Like, they're amazing.
Angels.
Yeah, truly.
My labor and delivery nurse, I was like, wait, can you please come home with me? I can't afford.
Can we just hang out?
Salary, but I love. Oh my God, they're angels on earth. All nurses are. Shout out to our nurses.
Absolutely true.
Yes, all of our medical cocktailers, we love you. I always joke that I'm a last responder, because like, I'm so scared. Like, I'm just scared. Anything, an allergic reaction, like blood. I am not good at it. My sister-in-law, my mother-in-law are nurses. A lot of medical people in my family, and they're made of strong stuff, boy. I will tell you.
True. It's so true. One of my friends has an aspiring doctor daughter. She's still just in high school, but she's doing this like club where they get to learn about everything. And they went to a cadaver viewing, and her daughter fainted. But she's going back again. She's that determined. And I'm like, it's amazing, because I don't know. That was always the part of becoming a doctor. That, and really, honestly, the science. So like all of it for me, that was never appealing. But yeah.
I have something very funny. I know we were going to start, and we're going to, of course, get into Rhode Island, but I was going to talk to you about this funny email that we got about Kyle later in the pod, because it'll be relevant to what we're talking about then.
Yeah.
But something just popped up, and so I'm going to read. This was a cocktail exclusive. It says, Cook is getting his cookies. And it basically says, Kyle hooked up with my friend. She said he has a huge dick. They went to his room, hooked up for like an hour. She said the hookup was great. Once he finished, he immediately got up to pee, then left without saying goodbye. Okay, I'm actually really glad. So a lot of times when I get emails, they don't always make sense. And so this is where Amanda and I are at a crossroad, because sometimes it doesn't immediately make sense. but I like to trust the source, the person sending it.
Right.
So I purposely didn't change it because you'll see that it said that they went to his room, he got up to pee, and then he left without saying goodbye. So, of course, the comments on the post and the DMs were flooded saying, this makes no sense. Why would he leave his own room? And I'm like, I don't know. He's always got a million things going on. Maybe he had an event at con. I don't know. So today, Page 6 posted an interview. So Kyle and Lindsay are in Cannes, France. They're doing, it's like a media event.
Right.
They're like everywhere you want to be. And a clip he said, they were basically asking him like, how many people, because he keeps getting caught kissing. And they're like, how many people have you hooked up with in, am I saying it right?
It's con, but
con?
can, I think Americans say can. It's CANNES, and just forgive us if we go back and forth, guys.
So they're like, how many people have you hooked up with? And he said, shout out to Astrid. She's in my bed. Well, I'm like, so I reposted. I'm like, oh my God, cocktailers, if you read the most recent email about Kyle. So we have an email. So this just goes to show you how freaking exciting it is. I'm sorry, to be a cocktailer, because all of us were like, you know me,
Yeah.
I'm very honest in my DMs. I'm like, I didn't change it. I don't know. My assumption was that the person who sent this email wrote it up quickly and sent it to me. And the mistake was they were in the girls' room and not his room.
Right.
This is what I thought.
Right.
And yesterday, almost for a second, was like, should I go back and change it? Because sometimes you get these DMs about the same thing that I can't answer. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not changing it. And I just kept writing, I don't know. Maybe he had to go to an event. Maybe he was DJing. I don't know. So for him to say, now, do I know that Astrid is the one left at his bed? No. Maybe this is something that he does. Like, hey, I have an event. You can see yourself out. Maybe he left her a note. I don't know. What I do know is it makes our freaking post make a lot more sense. And I know that cocktailers can appreciate it because we got that email. We shared it as is.
I just love our people so much.
I love you guys.
Honestly.
It's so much fun here.
Well, because I love that people are brutally honest with us, because I would be embarrassed, right? If that happened to me and he left me in his bed without saying goodbye. I don't know that I would necessarily tell anybody about it, and that she told her friend it was okay to tell us. It's so funny. It's just funny. We don't know if it's you, Astrid, or not, but...
And I love this for us because we're going to get a follow-up. Like, this is the funniest thing. I remember reading somewhere, it's like, people pay for tea. And Amanda and I have the same answer for that. It's like, yeah, well, first of all, yes, it's not that deep. We post funny things, funny intel that we get. Sometimes it gets confirmed, and then we post it publicly. We're like, this was confirmed. Like the wedding that Wes and Amanda were at, I was texting last weekend with Amanda and Tracy, and shout out to Perry, who works with us as well. And I was like, oh my God, guys, I just got an exclusive. The reason they were at LaGuardia Airport is because they're headed to a wedding. It's the Hunt family, this billionaire family. And then Dubois posted about it. And I was like, confirmed. You know what I'm saying? So like, when you're a cocktailer, you're in on the whole journey of it.
Right.
Because we aren't on reality television. We aren't on the inside
except for In the
track.
City, we're on that.
Wow, that's true. We are the main character on that. But my point is, it's not for everybody, right?
Yeah.
But if you're a cocktailer, these are the fun moments that, as a community, we love. We love getting the tea. We love then watching it unfold. Who knew I had so many people that follow me on Instagram that happen to know this billionaire Hunt family and had all these details about the NDA. And it's exciting.
It is.
And people who are cocktailers like it for the journey, not only the tea, not only the extra podcast.
Yeah.
It's the journey of getting to the it.
Well,
like finding out that Astrid was in his bed and it was his room and our email actually was correct.
It's too funny. I always say too, like, people come to cocktail party for the gossip, but they stay for the community. And I will
100.
hold to that, because our people are the best, and not everybody's our people, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Okay, so this week, Rhode Island. First of all, overall, I have to say, yeah, they all said that they were nervous going into it, but they all, to me, performed like seasoned housewives. This did not feel like a season one, first season ever reunion to me.
I agree. Some better than others.
Yeah.
Like Joellen is just I did a question and answer today, and I'm like, listen, Joe Ellen is a star. She's got everything. She's got the cute family.
Yeah.
She's got the interesting storyline. She will come for anybody. She will stir it up. And then, of course, I got but I don't like her. It's not, sometimes with Housewives, it's not necessarily about liking them, although I do like her.
I do too.
It's just about knowing that they make the show good.
Well, and I think the fact that she also has self-awareness is interesting, because we love a delusional housewife, and I'm not saying that she's not also delusional. She readily admits that because of her relationship with her mother growing up, that she kind of keeps going back to people, including Liz, for love and approval, and kind of getting smacked down. And the fact that she has the self-awareness to see that, I think is refreshing.
Absolutely. Let's start with Rulla.
Okay.
Rulla looked like a different person. She acted like a different person.
Yeah.
I laughed when Alicia made a joke about Brian liking her new nose because he felt like he was with another woman, which as a double meaning since he's been with other women. I personally thought she looked beautiful. A lot of people in my DMs, not fans of the new nose. You know, Jen Aiden's nose job was highly criticized. A lot of people compared it to hers. I thought she looked good.
I think she looked stunning before and after. And I noticed especially the profile, and I think it's because Drunk John did a little caricature of a naked, chubby Brian skiing off the tip of her nose.
I missed that. I have to go check that out.
You never know what people ask for when they go to their show. You and I are both very pro plastic surgery, although I haven't ever had any, but I'm very pro. There will be a day. Who knows what they ask for? Maybe she even said, can I have a nose like Jen Aidan? So I don't know. I think she looks amazing. Definitely was like, who is this person though? And Joe Ellen was right to call her out and be like, where you were only in a couple of episodes. Like, where is all of this coming from? I kind of felt like that too. There were so many episodes that I was like, this is another one. Rulla's just not in it. So anyway, okay. So Rulla. Well, no, let's go to Rosie and Kelsey. The loyalty thing, I think, was a big one. Who was loyal to who? So we had Kelsey and Rosie. Rosie makes it clear that she very much dislikes Kelsey, attacks her on multiple levels. Kelsey continues to bring up the allegations about Rosie having an affair with the college, I think it was basketball, the college coach.
And somebody at her former news station.
Oh, is it both? Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
I thought it was the same all one scandal. I didn't know. What they originally, at least, you guys all know. Sometimes when they're fighting about something on camera, they're really fighting about something else. And what they started fighting about was the haircut social media thing that Rosie didn't share, that Kelsey did her hair. And keep in mind, Rosie had a pretty big local following, so she would have been a big help to Kelsey's business. Things got really nasty pretty quick, and they both have called each other liars. But something that was interesting, and I think you probably picked up on this too, because I just said sometimes they're fighting about stuff on camera, but they're really fighting about something else. Rosie calls out Kelsey, Joellen, Alicia, and Liz for being in a clique, which they absolutely were. I mean, that's also how housewives go. But I think this fight was more about, I think Rosie was upset, and this is just my feeling, not based on tea, that Kelsey was probably leading the other woman in not filming with her so they could try to get her pushed off the show. And I think that's what is really going on behind the scenes. But that's just my feeling. What do you think?
I think you're right. But I also think Rosie's pissed because they keep bringing up the affair with the coach, claiming she's in the police document. Listen, to be clear, we've only ever received emails about, this is a rumor that existed about Rosie before the show.
Right.
There are no documents. that have been provided.
Not to us, yeah.
No, not to us, not at the reunion, not on the show. Just this long-standing circulating rumor in Rhode Island. I thought it was interesting that when Joe Ellen was like, oh, I know for sure, Rosie pushed her. She was like, yeah, show me the police report. Well, I've never seen it, but I spoke with the police. To me, I really don't, where the coach is concerned, I know it's a long-standing rumor, but if there were any validity, if anybody could get the receipts, it'd be Joe Ellen. As a busy working mom, summer is one of my favorite times of the year. But somehow, life seems to get even busier. Between work, kids coming and going, camp, sports, friends, and trying to keep everyone fed, the last thing I want to do is spend hours in a hot kitchen. That's why I've been reaching for my Caraway cookware and kitchen essentials more than ever lately. One thing I've been really loving is batch prepping meals for the week. I'll cut up fresh veggies, marinate chicken, or prep pasta salads ahead of time using my Caraway mixing bowl set. It makes everything feel so much more organized, and honestly, anything that helps me get dinner on the table faster is a win. And can we talk about how much calmer my kitchen feels? Caraway's thoughtful storage solutions keep everything neatly organized, which means no more digging through crowded cabinets looking for the right pan. It sounds small, but having a clutter-free kitchen makes cooking so much more enjoyable. The cookware itself is amazing. The ceramic coated surface makes cooking incredibly easy, especially on busy weeknights. Eggs slide right off the plan. Cleanup is quick, and I don't need much oil or butter when I'm cooking. That's something I appreciate when I'm trying to make simple summer meals for my family. We've also been using the bakeware constantly for everything from roasted veggies to easy weeknight dinners and weekend treats. It's really become a part of our everyday routine. And clearly, I'm not the only one who's a fan. Caraway is now in over 2.5 million homes, and more than 155,000 people have given their Caraway kitchen a 5-star rating. Right now, you can save up to $230 on the 12-piece cookingware set versus buying the products individually. Plus, if you add their fan favorite minis duo, you can save up to $350. Visit carawayhome.com/gossip to take an additional 10% off using code GOSSIP on your next purchase. That's an exclusive deal for our listeners, so head to carawayhome.com/gossip or carawayhome.com and use code GOSSIP at checkout.
Cocktailers, before I started Nutrafol, I always wondered, would it even work for me? I had heard such great things, but was definitely a little skeptical. And then I started taking Nutrafol Women's Balance a couple of years ago, and I was so happy that my skepticism was not founded, because within 3 months, I started finding baby hairs. Within 6 months, I had a whole new layer of hair growing in. I have been thrilled to the point where I have my husband taking it. I have gifted it to friends who have expressed that they want to have better hair days too. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, and it's the #1 hair growth supplement brand personally used by dermatologists. Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are peer-reviewed, NSF certified for sport, and clinically tested. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. Nutrafol offers multiple formulas for men and women tailored to different life stages like postpartum or menopause and lifestyle factors such as a plant-based diet, so you get support that's actually right for you. Let your hair be one less thing to worry about. See visibly thicker, stronger, faster growing hair in 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you visit Nutrafol.com and enter promo code GOSSIP. That's Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GOSSIP. suspicious to me about that whole
Well, the
Rosie.
work one is a different one. So
Okay. And so then maybe that's it. I don't think I knew about the coach because we'd gotten
unless I'm
emails
wrong
about
that. But I know it's separate because it's the coach. And then Kelsey's like, well, we know you had
she left work.
Unless they're talking about the same person. I don't know. And guys, you let us know.
Yeah.
But I kind of interpreted it as the coach, but then also somebody at the network. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. So again, this is showing kind of, we had gotten emails about this coach situation, multiple, right?
Yeah.
I had assumed Kelsey had to take a leave of absence because the rumors got really loud. I think if she's in a public situation, I could see how they'd be like, you have to take a leave of absence. Again, this is just me conjecturing. Is that a word? Just conjecturing about what it could have happened. I think there's too much smoke around that situation for there not to have been something. But I also think that Rosie knows nothing can be proven because records have been sealed, things like that. And that's why she is so adamant that there is nothing. Because Kelsey also said she compiled concrete digital proof, like text logs or some location data or something like that. And then, of course, Rosie said it doesn't exist. It would have been nice if Kelsey had pulled something out to show because it makes her look like she doesn't have it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is, and we all know these things are possible, like she could have been asked to take a leave, and she also could have went to the doctor and said that these rumors caused her stress and anxiety, and it was like a mental restoration leave, which under HIPAA laws, nobody would know the health reason that Rosie left. But technically, Rosie could provide proof showing, see, here's the paperwork saying I was on a medical leave. But like I said, yeah, you were told to take a leave and then you provided proof so that you would be able to go back and show medical leave to a future employer, right?
Being called out publicly about having an affair would give me diarrhea. It would give me diarrhea too.
Exactly. I would need a medical leave and an adult diaper. But the other thing is Rosie wasn't married yet. So it's not like this is we keep saying affair.
Right.
It's an affair because the man or men.
Was married.
I thought it was someone at the station too, but maybe it's just the coach and whatever. In any event, the fact that this was a rumor before is a thing, so we'll never know.
We'll never know.
People will probably believe that Rosie do it. And here's my thing with Rosie, okay? Do I think that Kelsey encouraged the women not to film with her? I think you're right about that, getting back to that point. But I also remember what Kelsey said on a podcast where she was like, Rosie felt like her and Ashley were above everybody else because Ashley had done Bachelorette and she was on a local television show. And I think that Rosie does act like she's Madonna. I mean, to be fair, Rhode Island's a small state, and she said that her morning show was viewed by 90% of the people that lived in the state. So I understand she was very much a local celebrity.
Yeah.
But I do feel like she treated the other women like she was better than them. And that is why she wasn't able to create friendships.
And connect with the audience
But also notice that she connected so fast with Ashley. Well, Ashley is a very well-known influencer and was one of the most popular bachelorettes and has a huge fan base. I never watched The Bachelorette, but she's got a huge fan base. So how coincidental that Rosie didn't know her before, but she connected and she's willing to go to her house and play with her kids in the playroom and all of this stuff. Yeah, because she wanted to align with the only other person who had a resume that she deemed worthy.
Yeah.
So that is why, and people like, I know the fans, I know that there's a lot of people that love Rosie. I think coming into second season, now that they all have fame, like Alicia is just like an instant hit. Joe Ellen's hugely popular. So with fans of Bravo, I feel like now is when Rosie will stop maybe with the condescending.
Yeah.
And they'll kind of be on equal playing fields. And maybe from there, she'll be able to form friendships. But the whole time she was talking about her and Ashley's friendship, I wanted to say to Ashley, she doesn't love you and playing in your playroom with your kids. She just feels like you're somebody and she's somebody and everybody else is beneath.
Right. I think that is exactly why you and I and probably a lot of people haven't been able to connect with Rosie. So maybe if we can, and have felt strangely protective of Kelsey Because I think Kelsey's been really honest. And I think that has resonated, at least with you and I, from the conversations that we've had. How funny was it when Andy Cohen asked Rosie if Kelsey is a slam pig?
I loved it.
And
he said it so like earnestly.
He has such a good sense of comedic timing. He knows when he's being funny, I think.
Absolutely.
I liked Rosie's line, though, about Kelsey only having one coworker in 10 years, meeting the woman in Florida.
Damn.
That was a classic.
It really was. Feel like every time we talk about Rosie, I just keep talking about how I think she's condescending.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's go to the Joellen and Liz situation.
Yes.
Because that was a big thing. So you guys remember it was Alicia, Joellen, Liz in the car going to Capo. The fight originally was between Liz and Alicia because Liz got mad at Alicia for using the word homeless. But somehow now Liz is way more pissed at Joellen because Joellen was, at least as in her words, trying to make peace. And there's a real bitterness there in that whole entrenched fight. And of course, Rulla jumps on the bandwagon with Liz because I think she's just literally trying to go at Joellen every way that she can. Mm-hmm. Joellen's point, I think, what she's pretty much saying is Liz expects unwavering loyalty, no questions asked, no matter what. And I think that the difference of what we're seeing from the finale to this first reunion is now Joellen has kind of gone back and watched because initially Joellen fell into the trap, right? Because she was so worried about losing Liz as a friend and losing her approval. But I think now watching it back, I think everyone's got, not just Joellen, but everyone's got a different view of Liz.
Absolutely. And again, I know Joellen is a lot, but Liz is really a lot. Liz refuses to take accountability. She refuses to apologize. We watched her. I know it wasn't an incredible, it wasn't as if she beat Joellen up, right? So when we say that she was physically aggressive, when I see Liz refusing to apologize for that, for the shoving and the pulling of the hair, that signals something to me. That I find that dangerous. We are adults, right? And an adult woman is upset with Joellen. And I wonder if the cameras weren't there, if it would have become more physical. And I know that Joellen said, I'll punch you in the face or whatever. It is very different to say something than to do something. So I picked up on what Liz was saying, okay? So I want to see if you picked up on this.
Okay.
I'm sure you did. So Liz was pissed at Joellen and Alicia because she felt that they planned to have the conversation in the car. So what she meant was that ahead of filming that scene before dinner in the car, production told Alicia to bring up the homeless situation. So Liz was like, and you both knew and you texted each other about it and I felt ambushed. I believe that Liz is telling the truth, which also annoying that she broke the fourth wall like that. It wasn't necessary. It was a storyline. Newsflash. You said something that got a reaction out of Alicia. You and Alicia are very good friends, and now you're at odds because of this comment. You're on a reality show. Production is going to have them bring it up, right?
Yes, and I did pick up on this, and I was like, wow, Liz better watch it. Because if she keeps doing this, she's going to start being seen as one of the housewives who always blames production for everything, and nobody likes that. Viewers don't like it. Production doesn't like it. Andy Cohen definitely doesn't like it. I didn't think that was a very smart move on Liz's part.
But moreover, right, it's pointless because, they suggested it. But Alicia, you made the comment, so you're talking about it again. They didn't make you act like a lunatic in the car. They didn't make you flip out. You could have handled it differently and not exploded and not done what you did at the restaurant where you became physically aggressive with Joellen. If they had brought it up to you and you had simply spoken to Alicia, taken accountability, said, I really didn't have place saying that, explained yourself nicely and de-escalated it would have went from a big issue to a nothing issue. Production can bring anything up. It's on you how you handle it.
Right.
And you have no control over yourself.
It was such an outsized, that whole fight, both in the car and at Capo, it almost made me feel like somebody had said, you guys better bring it. We're wrapping up the season and we need something fiery, because it just made so little sense to me that Liz dug in so hard. And especially Alicia, who wouldn't hurt a fly. Alicia won't back down either. We've definitely seen that. But you're right. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that she acted that way at the time. And it doesn't make sense that she's still digging in about it.
Yeah, something's off with
But
her.
maybe she is. We've all come across people like that who can never be wrong and can never apologize or never authentically apologize. And maybe Liz is like that.
I think so.
Okay. The other thing that I kind of forgotten about, which is why it's helpful to have the reunion, is earlier in the season, Rulla implied that Liz has cheated on her husband. My question, I don't know Rhode Island. I've been once, but it was in the kind of spring, summer. Does it get really cold there? Because why is everyone cheating?
I mean, it does get really cold there. It's the Northeast. It's like Boston or New York. It gets cold. Yes. So to the point of the Rulla, how weird was it that Liz didn't get more mad at Rulla for saying that Liz cheated on her husband and that her husband cheated on her, and then saying, well, we were separated. She never mentioned during the season that her and Jerry were ever separated.
Definitely not.
And then out of nowhere admits, yeah, we were separated. And Rulla and Brian saw me making out with somebody. And Brian and Rulla called Jerry, her husband, the next day and told him. And Rulla was like, I didn't do that. But it was like, Liz wasn't even mad at Rulla for the whole cheating thing. She's more mad at Joellen about the homeless comment and not backing her than she is about Rulla outing her marriage, because there were rumors, but Liz denied them during the season. Now she's saying she was separated at the reunion, which was prompted by Rulla's rumor, but yet her and Rulla are an alliance against Joellen, so none of it matters.
Well, this is where I get a little worried about this show.
Yeah.
Because
it doesn't seem real. It seems like this is our script, and regardless, we're sticking to it.
Well, it just feels like if we're already finding all this digital information on each other, and we're doing things that we've seen season 12 Housewives do, I'm worried that we are devolving where there is already so much storyline, and it feels like they're already resorting to experienced housewife tactics. And we've seen that not work out very well on other shows. We've seen Salt Lake City get called out for it to the point where they have now changed the way that all of the housewife contracts work. So it worries me, honestly, to see this happening so early when there really is already so much drama. But I think that now Liz has realized that she's probably lost Alicia, at least as a strong ally. She's definitely lost Joellen. Kelsey, I think, is going to play it safe. And so she knows she has to have an alliance. So she's going with Rulla, because Rulla's not going anywhere. Rulla's going to be on the show again next year, for sure.
Yes. And I 100% agree with what you just said. And when Rulla, they're about to go to a break, and Rulla's like, oh, Andy, I have the schedule of Brian's surgeries for the day that they say that video. On my bed, I won't say couch because I was laying in my comfy bed, had the same reaction as Joelle. Oh, give me a break. Anybody can create a schedule. She goes, anyone can change a date on a dashboard. Yeah, and anybody can type into Google Calendar a different schedule. We know your husband was cheating. what are you fighting about? You admitted he was having an affair. You then filmed the scene about him tracking you. And then out of nowhere, she starts calling Joellen a slut and accuses her of sleeping with doctors, which has never been mentioned during the season. She offers zero evidence in the first part of the reunion, at least.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait for part 2 to see if there's anything to back that up. I, for the record, Amanda and I have not received any emails, nothing in my DMs about Joelle cheating on her husband.
Well, and Joellen is very open about the fact that before she was married, she had a very active single life. And
yeah,
I am wondering, and I want to know what your opinion is on this, because you started out by saying what I thought too, which is Rulla seemed like a different person. Do you feel like Rulla just used a lot of restraint and is usually like this, but just used a lot of restraint when she was on camera during the first season? Or do you think Rulla is worried about keeping her place and felt like she had to show out at the reunion?
I think she felt like she had to show out at the reunion. I think that she was trying to act oversized and attack Joellen in an attempt to bring attention away from her situation. It seems she very clearly has a lot of misdirected anger. I am not saying that Joellen handled the situation perfectly, but at the end of the day, Joellen is a cast member on a reality show, and your husband is the person who shares your bed. So I just feel like I didn't find Rulla. I found how she acted embarrassing.
Yeah.
I found how she acted like she was like losing her voice as she was yelling. It seemed very unnatural for her. I think that she is a person who is very successful in her business life. And I think she's a person who presents a life that is very different than what actually goes on in her home. And I think the fact that she wanted to be on a reality show is psychotic for that reason.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Listen, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors of moms in my neighborhood, and they are acquaintances and whatever it is. But if they go on a reality show, we're going to know. So I think that Rulla went around the neighborhood and was well respected and had a beautiful home and 2 beautiful kids, and her husband is a podiatrist and looks like a foot, and everything was good. And then she went on the show, and now she's mad at Joellen because she ruined that. But you ruined it because you went on the show. Well, your husband ruined it.
Right.
But let's go all the way back. And I hope that this comes up at the reunion. Rumor has it, Rulla, that you broke up your marriage and Brian's first marriage and left both of your first spouses for each other.
Yeah.
Like, why are you on reality? Because it's all coming out, baby.
I mean, I think she's number 1 most delusional on this cast.
Oh, leaps bounds.
Clearly.
Yes.
Okay, so we do have kind of a funny email about tangentially. What is wrong with me? No wonder people think that I'm drunk on this podcast. I can't seem to get my words.
Oh, wait, was that somebody said that?
Somebody said she slurs her words. She's drunk all the time. And I'm like, now we're just making fun of the way I talk. Because you know me, I'm always having to drive kids late night to places.
Amanda and I have been very open about it. And if you guys were not around at the beginning, I actually don't know if we've said it on here or if we've said it to each other. Our first couple of podcasts, we used to first of all record 2 at a time, which was terrible because the second one, tea, was like super stale. So we had to stop doing that. But we also would drink. We would be like,
because we were nervous, guys.
Yeah.
Of course.
And by the end of the second pod, you could not understand us. We were awful. And yeah, so we don't. I mean, listen, I will sometimes have a high noon or sometimes a lover boy or a glass of wine, but I will not sit here and drink because it does not make for good podcasting.
It doesn't.
For us. Maybe some people can.
It doesn't. So for those of you guys who maybe think that I have been drinking all the time, nope, this is actually just the way that I talk because as you know, literally, I'm driving kids all of the time. All of the time in the evenings. My kids are way too busy. But anyway, okay, so this email, tangentially, is about Rulla. So it is from Divorce Papers. Spill it to bravoandcocktails.com. It says, Joellen was right. The cheating husband does use AI. He made divorce papers using AI and showed the mistress. He also met her children and was 100% cheating during filming. I believe this.
I mean, 100% believe it.
There was
100% believe it.
Because I can't remember when it came out, but it came out on the show. Maybe it was in a preview, but that there had been rumored to be an engagement ring for the mistress.
I remember hearing that. We may have a post on that. I'm going to say something else. I know it's rumored Liz might not come back. I'm okay with that. Unless Rulla's going to come back and leave Brian, I don't really want to see her. I mean, I guess it'll be good drama, but like,
I'm going to disagree with you. I would like to see Rulla go on a villain arc. Like, divorce Brian, hold her own,
No, right, divorce Brian. But if she comes back and we have to watch them pretend to be happy, I can't.
Yeah, no. Yeah. No, I want to see her, like, if this is really who she is, I want to see the real person. I want to see her not take any bullshit from anybody. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I agree. I don't want any more of this playing house BS because if we don't see the foot again, it'll be too soon.
Yes.
Okay, so Miami. Stuff keeps happening.
It's so annoying.
We're still on pause, which I am like, don't even like saying those words today because of another show that we'll talk about in a minute. But Miami's on pause. There's still been a lot going on. We've had a couple different cocktailers who spotted Alexia with Todd out and about in Manhattan. They said she was friendly, gorgeous, even more gorgeous in person. And then you and I have talked about this on the pod that we've heard from other sources that they've been seen together in Miami too.
And I'm pretty sure they just moved into a $6 million house.
Because he bought,
Yeah.
But again, guys, remember, because I had to relook this up because I was like, they finalized their divorce, right? And yes, they did finalize it over a year ago. You were always on to this and said something didn't smell right about this situation. And I have to agree. I just still think there's really something strange about that.
Something strange. And we don't know what it is. Somebody wanted to protect some sort of assets because they never were actually broken up. They had like a bad relationship, but they were always together.
Or Alexia felt like she had to do it to protect her place on the show.
Right.
Because he was suing Bravo. But also in Miami, you guys will remember that Monkey got arrested, Lisa Hochstein, and Monkey got put in jail.
That was one of my favorite comments where a fan wrote on Marisol. Marisol just made like a random post and she wrote, Marisol, what are you doing? Monkey's been arrested.
So couple of pieces of news on that. One is that we are hearing that Lisa and Jody are back together. But then, so we're thinking maybe
trauma bonded.
They got trauma bonded. Exactly. Because from TMZ, I'll just read this. It's easier to do it. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, Lisa Hochstein is no longer facing criminal prosecution in connection with allegations that she legally intercepted communications involving her ex-husband, Dr. Lenny Hochstein. Now I'm over-enunciating everything, guys. A counselor with Miami-Dade County's Advocate program notified prosecutors that Lisa successfully completed all requirements of the pretrial diversion program she entered after being charged earlier this year. According to TMZ, prosecutors announced in court on Monday that the charge would be dropped as a result of Lisa successfully completing the program. The felony, as you guys know, the case stemmed from allegations that Lisa and her boyfriend, Jody, illegally intercepted communications involving Lenny during the couple's lengthy divorce proceedings. At the time, both Lisa and Jody were charged with one felony count of interception of wire, oral, or electronic communications.
I mean, let me just say that Lenny has bigger fish to fry because he's being accused of sexually assaulting somebody. I'm very happy for Lisa. I'm not sure how I feel about her and Jody. I don't dislike Jody. I never really understood them.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for Lisa. I know that Lenny was also trying to go after her home that he was court ordered as part of their divorce to build her, and I assume allow her to live in. And I don't know the exact terms. I believe it was sealed. I don't know whether it's in her name and she keeps it forever, or if she can raise the children there. And then that's usually the deal. Once the kids are of age, you have to sell it. I hope that Lenny actions have caught up with him, and he's like, you know what? I have enough legal bills without dragging the wife of my children, the mother of my children who I was married to for over a decade. So I'm just going to leave it be.
Yeah.
Because bye, Lenny. And also, I don't know, and a lot of you guys have asked me this, so shout out to our attorney, cocktailers, or even any of you guys in the medical field. Well, actually, yes, medical field, because I don't know how it works, but if he is found guilty of what he's being accused of as far as sexually assaulting or whatever the details are of that, I wonder how that affects his medical license, because there's a whole ethical component to being a physician.
Do no harm, right?
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. That's actually a really good point. We should.
I mean, I suppose with good legal counsel and everything, he could argue that it's separate and da-da-da-da, but he's putting a lot on the line here.
Yeah. Anybody who would know, just write in to send us tea or DM or email us, because I am actually really curious about that. So I hinted to this earlier. We have some really sad news that has now been confirmed on multiple news outlets. This is, again, why it's always good that we have our time and date stamp on our posts, because
yes,
we shared it as much as we didn't want to. So the subject is Ladies of London and the Real Housewives of London. And it says, bad news for Ladies of London fans, and you may want to sit down for this one. Sources are saying that Ladies of London has been put on pause. This comes on the heels of news that the Real Housewives of London is officially returning for season 2, and the series is reportedly making the move to Bravo. The cast of Real Housewives of London season 1 had, I didn't watch it yet, Amanda Cronin, Karen Lodrick Peace, Juliet Mayhew, Juliet Angus, who we knew from Ladies of London the first time.
Yes.
Panthea Parker, Nessie Welshinger. All 6 housewives will be back for season 2. And then it says, hold up.
Somebody else DM'd me this piece. They said, hold up. Real Housewives of London is already in post-production. Season 1 coming to Peacock. We're hearing there might be room for some of the Ladies of London cast. But obviously that won't be season 2 because it's in post-production. They filmed season 2 February to April. Mm-hmm. I was told Stanbury filmed for season 2, but the second source said that they did ask her to film, but the timing didn't work out, so they don't believe that she ended up filming.
Were the ratings really that bad? It was such a good show.
I know that they just did a viewer's voice, because some of you guys told me that. This is something that I have a follower, shout out to him because he knows I love him. He always says to me, and I say it to you guys, at the end of the day, it's a business. So with Miami, I mean, if you would just look at the Bravo and Cocktails audience, you would think Miami was hugely rated.
True.
But not everybody who's online and on Instagram and in the DMs and on Threads and Twitter and all of this doesn't always translate to ratings. I know it seems weird. It seems weird to me too. But Miami had very low ratings. It is that simple. When I say very low, just compared to other shows.
Right.
So you have a show like Orange County. And I guess the best way to explain this is we've all been complaining about Orange County for 6 years. It's boring, but for whatever reason, enough people still tune in to make their salaries worth it, to make producing it worth it. And the ratings are high enough to keep churning it out, because if they weren't, they would put it on pause. They would revamp, reboot. It always come down to dollar and cents. This is a business. That is the same with Ladies of London. And with Ladies of London, one would think the salaries are less because it's a first season show, which is a lot of times why shows that don't have huge ratings get the second season. You're looking at Miami, you're looking at a couple of hefty salaries, right? Because these women are on it for a long time. You look at Ladies of London, you're not looking at hefty salaries. You're going into second season, the ratings weren't great. These women will sign if they want to be on it, right? So I don't really understand from that point of view. I understand it's a business. I understand we got to follow the money. But I also feel like it takes time for people to get invested.
And
so I think it's short-sighted.
I was just going to say, one more season would have...
Maybe it's just a matter of, because originally Ladies of London was on Hey You, and I don't know how the whole licensing and who gets to air what works. But maybe it was a matter of, okay, Ladies of London's ratings were that much better that let's put it on Bravo or put it on Peacock. Let's push it out. We're paying one group of women's salaries. We're paying one production team. And they figure that those of us like you and I who have not yet watched Real Housewives of London, but loved Ladies of London will just be easy to convert. And then those people who are Housewives fans who will more likely to tune in for a Housewives show than an offshoot like Summer House or Ladies of or whatever, they're going to convert. So that is, I'm thinking about it from the exec who writes the checks and makes those kind of decisions. And that's what makes sense to me. I hate it. First of all, if I don't get Margot and Kimmy in some capacity, I'm just going to invite them to my house because I'm obsessed. And Mark, I mean, I love all of them, but Margot and Martha. That's right.
I love her. Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't really love Margot that much, but Martha.
No, I did not like Margot. They could cut a salary right there. I'd be fine.
And Mark, I loved Mark. I mean, all of them. Emma is you can't take your eyes off of her. You literally cannot take your eyes off of her, and has the most interesting life. I don't know. Maybe, hopefully it really is truly just a pause, and maybe they're just looking to see how much fan backlash there is, and they'll bring it back, because we need to see these people on our televisions, because they are literally, when we were talking about it when it first came out, like, where did these find these people? And we need more.
Yeah. What do we want to tie up with? Do we want to read the Summer House casting? Do we want to do the Southern Charm?
Let's do the Southern Charm, just because we had some good tea last week, and then there's more obtained in the same way, which is hilarious.
I love it. So the Southern Charm tea continues to flow. These people talk too loudly on airplanes and never stop. And they won't, because this is Austin doing it this time. And if he doesn't know by now, he never will. So we got a lot of people spotted him on a plane from LAX, because I believe he went from, there's probably a layover, and we saw them hanging out, him and Craig hanging out with Stassi and Schwartz and Beau, which I feel like, I know I joked about it in my stories on Instagram. I feel like now that Kyle and Craig have made amends, I get the sense that they are, and Stassi doesn't really fit into this because she's over at Hulu now. Mm-hmm. Although Beau did say, can we get some crossover? I feel like they're pushing for a Winter House type show, because we have Kyle and Craig making up. Then we have, obviously, Schwartz is in the mix. And yeah, I mean, let's get a Winter House show.
I'd love to see it. Let's do it.
Okay, so back to the Austin tea. So somebody told me they saw Austin with a girl. You see these people quickly. He may have been talking to somebody, but this person said Austin was not with the girl. I flew LAX to Charleston. I sat right behind him. He was sitting next to my grandma in the exit row. Okay, so I asked Grandma again, because she was like, I got to talk to my grandmother, because Grandma got a little mixed up. And somebody wrote to me, and they were like, wait, B, we have grandma cocktailers now? And then a whole bunch of you got offended, and they were like, what are you talking about, B? Many of your cocktailers are grandmas. And I was like, see, when I think grandma, I'm thinking like
80s. Yeah.
Yes. I'm not thinking our hot glamas that we got over in Cocktail Party, in any event. Grandma asked again, and she said the Survivor. So he was talking about a girlfriend that was on Survivor. So all of you guys were like, that's Chelsea. But so Grandma said yes. He was talking about his ex-girlfriend. All he said about current girlfriend was, my girlfriend and her family went to my restaurant yesterday and she ordered deviled eggs. Now, to be continued. I don't know what the deal is if he has a girlfriend. If he just meant my girl that's a friend. But here's what he had to say about the Maui chip. Shep, and again, guys, this is a cocktail party exclusive. Shep and Craig had an awkward conversation. Now, I can tell you that we heard that Taylor and Craig had been hanging out. You and I both agreed that we feel like it's just a friendly thing. We know that she made out with Whitner, but apparently there was a lot of yelling and a story to tell. So I don't know if maybe Shep thinks it could be romantic with Craig or if they were yelling about Whitner. Then it said Pineapple Gate ? I don't know what this means. Grandma did not get us enough clarity. Whitney, not to be confused with Whitner, looked rough on the plane and said, Austin said he hosted someone from Toronto last week and it was a total shit show and mess, and said he hoped Austin wasn't scarred from him. So basically this tea doesn't really make a lot of sense now. Sometimes I just post stuff quickly.
Well, I think we need to just remember this because
yes,
well,
something
that comes up. Obviously, this pineapple situation, there's going to be something about it. So everyone just
I'm interested about the Shep and the Craig because I remember seeing something on Dumois that a lot of people assumed was about Sally. Somebody sent into Dumois and they said that Shep was overheard saying something like, who else did she hook up with? And now I'm thinking that could have been the awkward, the Taylor. And does Shep think Taylor hooked up with Craig? Did Taylor hook up with Craig? And then hook up with Whitner? And how's that going to play out? Again, I'm totally speculating based off of really piecemeal tidbits.
Well, and we know from the other overheard on the plane tea that even Taylor was talking to the producers about how she has a burgeoning friendship with Craig and isn't sure how Shep is going to feel about it. So this all makes sense to me. We don't have all the details yet, guys, and we don't always, but of course we share everything we can with you as soon as we possibly can.
Yes, absolutely. Let me see. Oh, then we got random tea.
Okay.
Oh, no. So I'm sorry, guys. I just zoned out for a second because I was checking my DMs.
You guys know, every once in a while, we get something that comes in literally while we're recording.
For some reason, my DMs aren't loading properly, so I was trying to see something because it looked like I might have something. But so the tea about West and Amanda heading to a wedding together. We said it at the top. To me, it's always fun when something happens on a Friday afternoon because I feel like collectively we're all at our own personal happy hour, whether you're actually out having drinks or you're sitting at your kitchen table having drinks or on your couch. And literally, I'm answering my DMs and you guys are sending me tea. And so we found out that somebody's coworker was going to the wedding this weekend. We found out that it was the Biltmore house in North Carolina. Again, none of this, nobody knew anything. They had only been spotted at the airport when we had posted this. And then Dumois got very similar tea to us.
I've been there, by the way, the Biltmore estate. Ooh. It is absolutely gorgeous.
It is the largest residential property in America.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
The couple getting married asked West to officiate the wedding, which of course brought on hilarious feedback because he can barely string two words together. Then post-scandal, West asked if he could bring Amanda. So then people were speculating it's a billionaire Hunt family relative. And people were speculating that it was Grace Hunt's wedding. So I was told, no, it is not Grace Hunt's wedding. It is a gay wedding. And somebody was like, why is it necessary to say it's a gay wedding? Well, I'm only saying that because everyone thought it was Grace Hunt's wedding. And then we got the intel that the Hunts are the owner. First of all, I go, like Hunt's ketchup.
Well,
me knowing nothing about sports, and I
because a lot of the people. No, I think it's Lamar. I don't know. It could be because a lot of The Kraft family owns
Well, exactly.
the Patriots. The Walton family owns
Walmart.
Yeah, but no, I mean a sports team.
Just ignore me. Well, this is why I'm so happy I have really smart people who work with me, like Amanda and Tracy and all of you guys, because I write like, oh, Hunt ketchup, and everyone's like, B, the Hunt family owns the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, that's what they're known for now, but we don't know. I don't know where.
Well, then
Yeah.
Google this.
To your point.
So then
while
we
you
went
talk
in a
about
spiral.
this, I will Google.
Well, then we went in a spiral. Imagine Amanda is hanging out with Taylor Swift and Travis. But then when we found out it wasn't the Chiefs owner's daughter and it was his nephew, we realized Travis and Taylor probably wouldn't be there. They were also on their bachelor and bachelorette party, which we also had cocktail tea on. So for the engagement party, there were no phones allowed. So that was the same for the wedding, which is why, if you guys notice, nobody had any pictures, just at the airport.
I have an
But
answer
I did
for
get
you, by the way.
entail.
The Hunt family has been in oil and gas. Coming from
Somebody actually told me.
Haraldson Lafayette H.L. Hunt, because I know
somebody
Lamar
said that.
Hunt was before Clark. God, I don't want to say it. Why would you name your kid? Sorry, but why would you name your kid Clark Hunt? Say it really fast and you'll know why I'm saying that.
Clark Hunt.
Clark. Yeah.
He's a
Yeah. But the reason I know all this is because Grace is the one we see her in pictures with. They are very prominent Chiefs owners. You see her with Taylor Swift and Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes and all of this stuff.
Well, then one of you guys was at the wedding. You said the welcome party today, wedding tomorrow. Then you let me know that Wes was being very nice and taking pictures. Amanda was being so. And then we had a video of them when they arrived home. She looked like she popped something in his mouth. A lot of you guys said that, like, comments on the video of them were like, why are we still taking videos of them? So I feel like, and I don't mean like he was being shady to me, like I feel like people are like done with it. And well, here's the thing. What are we going to hear? Like, the scandal part is over. They're either going to have a relationship, or whether it be good or bad or whatever. Like, we got an email, he's already cheating on her. Mm-hmm. No details, but the person who sent it has sent me detailed information about them before, so it's definitely somebody who knows them. But it's like, the scandal part's over. So unless she leaves him for somebody else, or he leaves her for Mahia, or you know what I mean? There's nothing can really happen. They're either going to break up or they'll be together, and we'll hear that they're not happy or whatever.
Well, and I think we both said this. I think a lot of people have said, if they're going to cheat, let's hope they stay together. And let's hope they go the distance to make all of this worth it.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't think that they will.
It sure doesn't feel like it.
No.
But yeah, that video where she's like spitting into his mouth. I think I saw this on Best of Bravo. I just read this, that the spitting in the mouth situation is going to be addressed in the city reunion.
Yes, I did hear that. I think I saw that on Maggie Best of Bravo.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. I feel like this was more combobulated than usual, but
I mean,
that's what we do here.
That's what makes it fun.
Love you guys.
Bye.
What's up, cocktailers? We want to thank you, as always, for listening to Cocktails and Gossip. Because of you, we've hit some amazing milestones, had some hilarious conversations, and have grown a truly amazing community. If you haven't already followed our podcast, hit the follow button in the top right of your Apple Podcast player, the follow button under the show logo on Spotify, or the subscribe button on Google Podcasts. We thrive on you, our audience. So make sure to tell all your gossip-loving friends about us too. And if you want to get all the tea, join our membership cocktail party by going to bravoandcocktails.com/join. Our members get access to the exclusive tea we post, the weekly podcast without ads, plus another additional bonus podcast every week. And of course, members also get to join us on our monthly live cocktail party Zoom, where we talk about the latest tea and even share tea that's just too hot to put in writing. Last, but maybe best, our members get access to the Cocktail Party Discord, where you can chat with Amanda, me, and all of the other cocktailers as well. There are always some great combos and hilarious comments happening in Discord. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you.